Hey there, welcome to Sly One Studios. Thought I'd show you guys around. So we'll take a look at all the equipment, the gear, kind of how I do things a little bit. And here we go. This thing on. Ain't nothing mini about this, baby. All right, over here in the first synthesizers I got is the Novation Mini Nova. And when I first started building the studio, this is one of the first pieces that I bought. I tried to build everything that was on a budget. So throughout the years, I've just continued to add on. But everything that I've gotten has been not these huge, expensive synthesizers. And I think you could do a lot with a little. So Mini Nova was one of the very first ones. That for a second, hopefully everybody can hear that. I do not have the big speakers on, so I don't get feedback. It's all micro Ron. Feedback on the mic. Underneath that is going to be the Alesis Micron, the virtual analog. Typically what I do if I'm making a little bit of sound design with this one, I find a nice pattern because this has kind of old school patterns in it. What I'll do is I'll filter off all the top or the low end, keep the top end, and I make different kinds of hats and different kinds of movement. There's lots of nice rhythm stuff in this synthesizer. I don't program this one. I just use presets only on this particular one because programming it is a pain. Base station is the space station. And next up is the Novation Base Station 2. It's been updated with all the updates, so I like this synthesizer. You know, it's a mono synth, but it, you know, can play two different notes on it. I like this for nice filter sweeps, nice analog stuff, and doing my bass lines. That's what I use this for the most. Underneath that, with the Arteria Microbrute, this one's fully analog. On this one, I don't use it as much as the rest. What's special about this one? I do like just to program and make kind of weird sounds with it. This one doesn't see a whole lot of action as much as the rest of the synthesizers. Out there is a log. Under that, we have the Mini Log XD analog. This is a fantastic synthesizer for the price. It sounds fantastic. Easy to use, easy to program. Fantastic synthesizer. We getting freaky-dicky. Oh. Up on top, I have the Arteria Microbrute. You'll find that in my RANCID POETS project. I use this a lot for like really weird sounds and like to just make little snippets, sample them, play them into Ableton. So I put it in an Ableton into the sampler and then sample things out from there. It's cobalt. That's blue, ain't it? Next up is the Moto Cobalt 8 digital analog modeling synthesizer. This thing sounds fantastic. It's under $1,000. I don't think I have any synth in here that's over $1,000. Just like I said, I think you could do a lot with very little, and it sounds great. It's easy to use. Everything is on the front panel for the most part. Love this synthesizer. I'm all discombobulated. Underneath the Korg Wave State, very digital sounding. It's very different from, let's say, the XD. These are two different synthesizers completely. They sound a lot different, and they operate a lot different too. This thing is a beast as far as trying to program and get it going. I don't know a whole lot about this one yet. This is one I'm still learning on because it's so deep. All right, let's see. Over here, I've got a mixer. On the side here, I've got the PreSonus monitor station version V2. Version 2 is, it just controls my monitors while I'm sitting here. It's got a mute. It's got, I can flip to different monitors that I do not have at this time. Okay, and then over here I have the Yamaha H8 monitors that I use. I also have the iMac where I do all this stuff in Ableton. Then over on this side we have the M-Audio Venom, their one and only hardware synthesizer. Since it was a one-off, I decided that I have to have it. This thing has got crazy harsh, just nuts sounds in it. Once again, I don't program on the front. I use the software editor to do any of that. But yeah, this thing it's just so different than everything else. So that's why I have that. There's more poison than a Texas rattlesnake. And then underneath is the Behringer DeepMind 12. It is the only Behringer product that I own. I like this. It's a good beginner synthesizer. It's nice keyboard. Everything is on the front panel. So when you're trying to learn like synthesis, it's deep, baby. It's deep. It is all right there, and you get a visual representation on the screen of what you're doing. So great, nice synth for a first timer. All right, let's talk about a few of the other pieces of gear that I have that aren't really shown. Okay, this is the Roland SH32. This is the world's hardest synth to program ever. But what I do with it is I sample it once again into Ableton, chop stuff up, and do stuff that way. This hill is made by space aliens. It was a UFO. I seen them. All right, this is the Roland MX1 performance mixer. So basically, when I'm looking to use different effects or when I'm doing something live, that's when I'll use this, like the filters and the delays, that kind of thing, and the glitchiness. Mostly only when I'm doing a live thing. Any other time I wouldn't do that. It'd be working straight out of the box. Then I also have the Korg RMK2. As you see, it's in a little bit of, I took everything off. I'm trying to repair it. It's got where the pots have gone out, and I'm trying to fix them. So same thing. I just sample this old school kind of sounds and then further manipulate it into Ableton. There's a whole lot of drumming going on. Okay, then this is the Elisa's Turbo Mesh drum kit. Basically, what I do on this one is if I'm playing in a live situation, I just use it straight up, or I will run it through MIDI into the iPad, which we're using to film right now, and I will trigger different samples that way into Ableton too, or I'll just run it straight in to Ableton audio-wise. Got powder all over my chest here. Okay, and that's really about it. Other than I use also another Elisa's product, the V25. I will also run that, just a MIDI keyboard, run that into an iPad to use as a kind of a standalone synthesizer. And I got my Alien Cup, got my Enjoy the Silence photo, and I also have my Studio Cat, who was with me for a long time and is with me even today. All right, I'd like to do a couple quick shout-outs. I'd like to shout out to Dean Daughters, Gazin Wood, Connor Tian for their day-to-day support, as always. A couple shout-out to Vaughn George and to Mark Gardner. And I know Mark works really hard to putting all this together, and we certainly appreciate all your hard work. Another shout out to my camera person, Emmy Duncan, who's behind the scenes. Another one to my wife, who always supports everything that I do. My wife, Christine Duncan. I certainly appreciate it. And to my writing partner, Marshall Potter. I wouldn't be where I'm at without the guy. So to everybody like that, I love you guys. Look forward to seeing a new Rancid Poets album right after this CLOWNFEST 7, and we'll see an Electronaut album probably sometime after the first of the year. All right, guys, appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.